Hello and welcome to Are You Not Entertained? Today's podcast is all things ghost, ghouls, and all things supernatural. I have my friend Logan, Lily, Alexandria, and Kyle. We're all sitting around a table and we're going back and forth with our best ghost stories. I go on to show everybody my most compelling ghost video I've ever seen in my entire life. Stay tuned because their reactions are absolutely crazy, priceless actually. And Lily goes on to tell us about her mom's experience putting makeup on dead bodies working in a funeral parlor. We got a lot of crazy stories, a lot of crazy talks. I mean, you got to listen to the whole thing. All right, without further ado, here's the podcast.
I've never touched it without, nobody else.
So that was the only time you've ever played?
Yeah, twice at your house. I've done it twice at your house.
Twice at my house?
Once in your basement and once outside.
Wait, I don't remember doing it in the basement. Was that with my sister or with me?
No, that was with you.
Really?
Yes.
All right, so hold on. So wait, do you remember how this Ouija board story went?
No, I don't remember.
So it was one of my Halloween parties, I'm pretty sure, right?
Yeah.
So it was one of the Halloween parties. I'm surprised you weren't there, Kyle.
It was probably one of the years I was fucking MIA.
No. It was maybe even before you. It was. Yeah, it was. Okay, so it was. Yeah, years ago. It was the first time and the only time that I ever played the Ouija board. So what even makes it creepier is it wasn't like one of those Mattel Ouija boards you get. We made one. So we got a cereal box. We cut it, made it flat, turned it to just the cardboard side, and we went through the whole alphabet, the goodbye, the yes, the no, the numbers. And then we got a magnifying glass and we broke off the end of like the magnifying glass so it was just the circle and the glass. And we all put our two fingers on the planchette and, we circled it around and we asked if anybody was around that would like to speak or communicate. And no shit, you know who we got? We got someone's grandma. And Logan was there. You saw how freaked out we got.
We were all like so
the reason we got so freaked out is because first off, we thought one of our friends was moving it. So we thought, oh, somebody's moving it, stop fucking around. So we made, she had to leave actually. That girl had to leave the party. So we're in the middle of the Ouija board, whatever. Her ride's there. She literally has to dip out. She dips out and it still moves the same exact mannerism, the same exact way. So even if she was the one bullshitting and moving it and now somebody else is, the mannerisms, the speed, the velocity, the everything
was the same.
Everything was the exact same. And so we were like, all right, so either you're really good at faking it like she was, or you were the one moving it the whole time. And we had our suspicions of who it could be. But then the person we thought it would be started bawling. So it was Sam Baggis. Yeah, I don't know if I want to drop her name on the pod, but you don't know her. She's a friend of Nicole. If you remember who Nicole was, remember Nicole? Nicole, commentator. Yeah. So it was her friend from softball, and her grandma had just passed 2 months ago or 3 months ago, and the answers we're getting are specific to where the grandma lived, the grandma's life, and things of Sam's family. So we wouldn't know the answers to the questions. The only person that would know the answers to the questions is the girl whose family that the answers are pertaining to. And she's not doing it to herself because it's stuff like that's making her cry, that's making her get really emotional and shake and shit. Yeah. And there's no way, dude, she's not an actress type. There's no way she could move the thing and put on this whole theatrical show. Logan was there, right? Your finger was on it?
Yeah, out of nowhere, she just started tearing up and crying. I was like, what the heck? And then I kept saying, I was like, yo, is somebody moving this? What's going on here? And everybody's like, no, I'm not touching it. I know I'm not touching it. And I was actually getting freaked out.
We were all getting really freaked out. And so she takes a moment. She's crying. And then she starts to ask a question about her cousin or her nephew.
I think it was her nephew.
Yeah, someone was just born. And she asked her grandmom if she knew the name of the child because it was her. So if it's her nephew, that means it would be the grandmother's daughter's child or her other baby. Yeah, something like that. Mm-hmm. So she asks the name and the name gets spelled out and she lets go of the planchette. She falls to the floor.
No.
What? Something that you would see on an actual paranormal show. And so anyway, I'm like very adamant, like, you got to get your hand back on here. We have to say goodbye. Because isn't there like a thing where if you don't say goodbye or something?
Well, if you don't say goodbye, then they someone
They
a
stay,
bad
right?
spirit could cross over in the
Yeah,
time of a
yes.
good spirit crossing, and if you don't say goodbye, that bad spirit will stay.
Right.
So I was very adamant on saying goodbye. So I made her put her hand back on it. You remember that?
I remember we were all like so worried to say goodbye and everything, and we were all like, "Come on, keep your hands on, keep your hands on." And all
Yeah,
this.
because I didn't want to leave any of that vibe or juju, the portal, they say, like, open.
Yes.
So we said goodbye, right? And then we threw it into the bonfire.
Mhm.
I made sure to burn the Ouija board. And then my mom is very spiritual. I'd like to get her on the pod. So she's very spiritual. This is probably where I get all this stuff from. She heard, we like admitted that we did it. We were like, so we were like kids at the time. So we were like, Mom, we played the Ouija board. And she, like, her eyes got all big and she was like, all right. All right. And she breaks out the sage. And she brings us all in the backyard and she sages me, Logan,
That
my
felt
friend
so-
Nicole.
As
Yeah.
you should.
Yeah, I literally felt it like lifted right after she like
Wow.
came around me.
Wow.
That goes to show you. And Logan's not like that, the woo woo stuff.
Yeah. My mom is very spiritual too. This will go into my story with this.
Is this a Ouija story or is this like a
this is just
paranormal?
like a kind of ghost, but this is like the first time that I realized that like I could possibly be connected to something somehow.
Psychic?
No, like a sixth sense, you know, like you feel and know.
So, like, are we talking medium?
Maybe. I don't know. I haven't really gotten into it that far. I just kind of kept it like where it's been, you know. My mom, she's very spiritual, and she used to do when she first started in cosmetology, she used to do makeup for the people who had open casket funerals. And she told me years and years ago, she was like, I quit that job because a little girl came in and I didn't like seeing that. And I was like, yeah, I was like, understandable. Ever since she told me that, I would like imagine my mom young and doing makeup on this little girl, and I thought about it and then randomly one day it came up in conversation again where we were talking about her past jobs or whatever, and I had finally brought it up to her. I was like, Mom, I was like, I can't. I'm like, I literally can see you as a young woman doing this makeup on this little girl. She has blonde curly hair, she had blue eyes, and her fingernails were pink. I can see it and I know it. I don't know, Mom. I said, I know why you quit, and I feel how like upset you are, and I don't know why. And my mom goes, how the fuck did you know that? And I was like, I don't know. I can see it. I don't know. And she goes, yeah, it was a little girl with blonde curly hair, and she had blue eyes, and her parents like asked me to paint her fingernails pink because pink was her favorite color. And I was like, oh fuck, okay. All right, this is yeah, you gotta ask my mom about it. It was fucking weird. I was like, I literally like I'm watching you do this, and I understand why.
Was that a dream or was that some sort of a daydream? Like, what was this?
No, like when that like happens, like when I think of things like that, like I could have like my eyes open and be awake. It's just I just see it like in my head. You know, like when you read a book and you can like envision the things that are happening when you read.
I've had that a couple.
That's like what it feels like all the time when I think of things like that. You know.
So your mom worked in a funeral parlor doing the makeup on the dead corpses. What's that called? That's not the Undertaker. That's like.
No, it's like a.
And this is after they're embalmed. This is after they're embalmed and after.
Like right before the funeral, like a cosmetologist would come in and make.
I'm pretty sure they have a title. I just don't know what it is.
I forget what it is, but it's like
Post-mortem
postmortem
cosmetologist.
probably that sounds accurate.
exactly.
Yeah. My mom did that for a little bit after she graduated cosmetology school. She was young.
So she had a little girl, and that's what broke her.
Yeah, and that's why she stopped doing it, because she was like, I can't. Like she, don't tiny casket and a little girl with blonde curly hair in the casket. My mother also had blonde curly hair at the time as well. That probably freaked her out. But yeah,
She's there painting her fingernails, and she's.
doing her
Yeah, the
hair.
people that do that, I don't know how they.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That takes
Well, that's
person.
true. Yeah.
She would tell us that she swore they were like moving.
Yeah, I
That the
bet.
bodies
I
were
bet you
moved.
see that.
Yeah.
That would
Yeah.
freak her out too.
My mom,
That would creep
she
me
would
out.
Yeah.
Yeah, she would tell me that she would like, but it also probably could have been like in her head. But you never know with my mom. I mean, my mom is very spiritually connected, very, and she would always say that like I thought I like saw them moving and like
Like out of the corner of her
whatever.
eye when she
But
wasn't looking.
she would always say that she would like talk to them while she was doing their care. Saying
Would that be for them or for herself to not be creeped out?
Probably both. No, my mom, probably both. But, like talking to them, just saying, like, I'm so sorry that this happened to you. Your family is here, for you and celebrating your life. Like, I'm here for you to make you feel beautiful on your final day here. Like, I'm not sure where you are now, but I'm here for you. And, she would talk to them. And, yeah, I guess that gave closure for maybe herself and probably for the person as well.
I mean, you gotta think, if you believe in ghosts and the supernatural and stuff, the time that spirit, that entity is most prevalent would be right after death, right when your mom's working on them.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And half the time, I don't know if you've ever heard this, they say when a ghost or a person passes, especially in an unexpected way, like that little girl, I'm sure that was unexpected because she was so young. They say when they pass so unexpected that the spirit doesn't realize it's dead, so it goes to familiar places or it lingers around its body. So like seeing its body get this makeup done, the fingernails done, you could think that you're dreaming, like the spirit could think it's dreaming, it's envisioning it, like I don't know, like it might think that you're actually doing it to them.
Absolutely.
So it's kind of, I'm sure talking to the spirits probably helped a lot, but she believed in the supernatural and stuff as she worked for.
Yeah, my mom always has. Yeah, my mom has always been very spiritually connected ever since she was little, and I think that's because my grandmother, my grandmother would never express that to me, probably because she didn't want to creep me out, but my mom has told me, like, she would tell me all the time, like, I think your grandmother is a medium. She's got to be. Like, Granny, apparently she was very spiritually connected. I don't know. She never spoke that to me, but apparently her and my mom have had conversations, and I'm sure that's where my mom got it from, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think that stuff is passed down, cause I got some weird stuff going on too that I was just telling you guys about off air. But I think I get it from my grandma and my mom, because my grandma told me this crazy story. If we're talking about like supernatural, super powerful grandmoms, my grandma was telling me. So my grandma like died for like a minute, like yeah. So I forget how this works. If you're pregnant in the tubes, does that mean you have a baby, or it's a baby that is like dead?
No, like the baby's
Still
was
Alive.
born, like is going to be born and everything, but it just got in the tubes instead of in wherever it's supposed to be. It got caught somewhere.
No, I'm trying to figure out the word.
So my grandmom was
And, like,
pregnant in the tube.
Yes.
She was pregnant in the tube. Do you know what that's called with you from?
Yeah,
I don't know what it's
are you
called, but I
talking-
know it's like when the sperm doesn't make it all the way through the.
So yeah, it couldn't have been my dad if the sperm didn't make it all the way. Right. So what Logan would know, he's an EMT. Whatever. So she was pregnant in the tubes. It couldn't have been my dad. It must have been right before my dad, like the pregnancy before my dad. Yeah, because it couldn't have been.
No.
Right.
Oh, so it didn't
No, it can't survive. That's what I was asking because I didn't want to sound stupid on air. No, so she's pregnant in the tubes. So that means that the sperm didn't make it to the So her tube bursts. All blood. She's basically internally bleeding out. So what? First it happened at the house. So she collapses to the floor. My aunt or my dad, maybe my dad was alive, and it was a pregnancy that happened after my dad, comes running into the house from school. She's on the floor complaining, like she's hysterically in pain, and she screams for my aunt or my dad to go get the ambulance or the doctor, call somebody, get the neighbor, whatever. Some way she winds up at the hospital. End of story. Not end of story. Long story short. So she gets to the hospital, and this is when she sees the light. So like, that story when people like are passing or crossing, or they see the light. She's in the gurney. The doctor's talking to her. She sees the light. Okay, goes pure white. But then she sees a book, like on a blank table, in just black and just a table. This is why in Kingdom Eternal, there's that book that the pages flip like crazy.
Right.
That book that we did when we blew it with the leaf blower, we did that because my grandma, when she died, she saw a book on a table, and she saw the pages would just turn rapidly over and over and over. And the pages, it was literally just her life. It was like pictures and memories, but it was visualized in a book, and the pages were rapidly turning so quick until the book shut. And then she got this feeling from her mother who had passed like decades before, or a decade before, and she said like, it's not your time, it's not your time. And then my grandmom said she remembered like reaching. She knows like she wasn't legitimately reaching, but she remembers the feeling of just reaching and clawing and pulling herself back to her body. She was fighting because like, I mean, you see this a lot in movies when like the hero isn't ready to die, they fight it, or when they are ready to die, they pass. Or I guess you know that like when, I'm sure you know, like when people are dying in the hospital, you work in a hospital, right?
Yeah.
So when people are ready, they go. But if not, it's like a longer time. Well, she wasn't ready, so she fought and she said she clawed back, and she came back. They were able to bring her back. They stopped the internal bleeding, and she's still here today. She's like 83 now. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And how beautiful is that? Like, seriously.
Well, so I bring that up is because she not only had like a near-death experience like that, where she sees all this symbolism, this deep like stuff, but she's also had experiences where she's felt people in her past like visit her. Like she had a husband who died of cancer, like terrible death, like slow, terrible, painful death, died, and he would like visit her, and she would get like these crazy cold moments in her room in her house.
Very true.
Yeah. And she attributes that to her deceased husband. But not only that, but she also said she got visited once or twice by like this really evil, this really like bad energy. And she then like brought out the Bible, like you said, Kyle, off air, and the cross and everything. And she basically just said then what you said, Lily, in her mind. She was like, yeah, I rebuke that. I don't allow that. You cannot like dwell here. Yeah, but I guess I get some of that stuff from her because I definitely have some sort of weird vibes with that kind of thing. I don't know.
For sure. It's definitely better to speak it in your mind too, rather than say it out loud, because like you're like you are you, and you know what you want. You know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say here?
Yeah.
Like when you're thinking in your head and you're like, okay, don't want to be scared, and I don't want anybody to bother me. I don't want anything to bother me. Rather than telling it to everyone or no one, you say it to yourself. Close your eyes, say it to yourself. Call it a day.
Yeah, because I think these ghosts or these demonic entities, they latch on to low frequency, low vibrational people. So if you're in a state of anger, sadness, fear, resentment, then yes.
Of course, that's when you're most vulnerable.
And then I think that's when possession happens and things like that. That's if you believe in that. Do you guys believe in that?
What?
Like that you can be possessed.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's not like The Exorcist or The Conjuring, but I definitely think it's quite similar to that. Like you're not you anymore, and if you're in a bad headspace or something's going on in your life and things aren't going right and you feel like shit, then yeah, you are the most like easiest victim for them.
So kind of like Stranger Things.
Hey, they say life imitates art and art imitates life. Isn't that what you're just saying, Alexandria?
Yeah, we were literally just talking about that in the car.
That's called a synchronicity. If you want to talk about weird spiritual or supernatural type things, synchronicities are another one. You guys believe in those?
Oh, I don't even know what that is.
Explain what a synchronicity is.
That's a big.
So a synchronicity, I don't want to butcher this, but this is my understanding of it. Leave a comment if I'm wrong. But a synchronicity is
Basically something very ironic happening, or you were just thinking of something and then someone says it. And you're like,
Yeah.
oh my god, that's so funny because I was just thinking that. But it could come in many different
That
forms.
happens.
yeah, but like
Really? Yeah.
Synchronicity.
What you brought up something earlier. We were talking about something earlier, and he brought up something, and I was just thinking about something.
But it's like not only is it a similarity, but like some people think so. Like there's two trains of thought with that. It's like, is it coincidence, or is it synchronicity, right? So some people would say, oh, that's a coincidence that you and Logan were having a conversation earlier, and then it wound up happening or whatever. So I've had this conversation with Alexandria's brother a lot, like a debate almost, where it's like, is everything destined to happen? Like, is there a fate? Is there a destiny? Or is everything just circumstantial and it's just ever so happened, like, oh, it's circumstantial or it's coincidence that happened? And then I argued with him. I was like, it's not a coincidence that, like, there's just too much stuff that aligned for me to meet Alexandria. Like,
Same thing with us.
exactly. It's like too much.
Way too much.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, I had to get fired from this. I had to do this. I had to miss this bus. I had to meet this person to meet her to then have a chance to go on this trip that she just happened to be on. It's like, come on now.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing about meeting her. Like, if I didn't meet the twins in school, then I would have never met you. Then you would have never got me a job at Annie Ann's. Then I would have never met AJ. Well, no, I would have never met Emily. Then Emily would have never introduced me to AJ.
Right.
I would have never been invited to AJ's house. And then I would have never met her.
I fully believe that, especially with
crazy.
you, because there's a lot of things with you that had happened.
And we met him. Yeah, we were young.
It's like
What
the
if we were
same
never that
thing.
close and I never did wrestling to never meet you?
And that would have never happened if you never met the twins. And if I never met the twins, so say you met the twins, but the twins never met me.
Went to different schools.
Yeah. Yeah, we went to the same school. That's how we
didn't
meet.
until high school.
So are we all on the same page that synchronicities are more than just coincidence?
What did I just say last weekend when I was here? When you said you were like, I can't even believe you found someone who loves Halloween as much as us and
Yes.
as much as you and as much as me. And I literally
Yes.
said it happened for
Yes.
a reason. We are here and we are friends and connected in each other's lives for a reason.
And now we're booking a Salem trip this October for Halloween.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Yeah, we will do a podcast drunk in the hotel in Salem, Massachusetts for Halloween.
Yes.
Oh, hell yeah. You guys better save this podcast right now just for the Halloween pod. We're going to go all out. So what was I saying? So I was saying the Exorcist stuff. So what I wanted to say about that was my friend Nathan. Do you remember Nathan at all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You lived in our neighborhood.
Nathan's dad did a few exorcisms. Yeah.
A few?
Yeah. So Nathan's dad's a pastor, right? And he was a pastor, I think, even back in Vietnam, because they're from Vietnam. And he would say that people in Vietnam would be possessed, like all like textbook definition possessed, not acting themselves, salivating at the mouth, spitting up, saying shit that they would not normally say, just all this typical supernatural exorcist related stuff. And he would be asked, because he was the local religious guy, the preacher, he would be asked to bring the Bible and the holy water and just recite a few Bible verses and things. And I don't want to speak out of turn. I think maybe he got anointed or whatever it's called to get the right qualifications to do an exorcism, and he actually performed a few. But Nathan wouldn't go into detail or tell me like what would then happen, because it either got graphic or because it was so personal to what happened with the family, and just his dad didn't want to share with him because it was all bad memories. But like, that's coming from a deeply like religious, like, that's a no nonsense family. My friend Nathan's family, like, they're not like spiritual, but they're religious. I don't know. I guess it's one and the same. We were kind of just saying that earlier, like religious, spiritual. It's all. What'd you say? You said it's all the same thing, but in a different font.
Yeah, it's like it's all the same, but like people just
Use different terminology.
yeah, like perform it differently.
Yes.
Like celebrate it differently.
Yes.
Like some people go to church every Sunday and pray, and that's what they believe in, and some people think about dead little girls and know exactly what they look like and believe in.
Well, I think a better comparison would be like what we just said off air, which spawned us to then start the pod, is, Logan is very religious, church every Sunday and prays. Meanwhile, I was just talking about how I, write on the full moon, do manifestation stuff. It's like a form of prayer. Instead of calling it Jesus, I'm calling it the universe or the world. I do use the word God every now and again. And giving thanks, and I'm, praying, asking for things, for guidance, for help, saying thank you for blessings and things that have happened to me, but I'm doing it in writing form. I just think And I think this has been scientifically proven. I don't know if you guys ever heard this. It's like if you write something, you're 10 times more likely to remember it. Or
I definitely heard that one. Yeah, my dad says it all the time.
so imagine if you were to write down your prayers. It's almost making it physical in and of itself, because now you've made these thoughts into words, and these words are not going to be brought into action.
Right.
Absolutely.
That's what I like, at least.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's the whole thought behind the Bible, right? I mean, these disciples and whatnot, they wrote the Bible. They put the word of God into scripture, into word. The word becomes action, and it's so on and so on, which is more to my point of it's the same thing, different font. Because I write down what I want, believe, thankful for, and all this.
And you remember what you write down.
Yes.
And the people who read the Bible remember Bible verses and go by that.
Yes.
And it's same thing, just a little bit different.
It's very interesting, the whole organized religion thing, because there's definitely something very strong with a culmination of people. Because, like I was telling you, which made us want to do while we were booking the Salem trip, I was telling Lily that when I was in Salem with all of these, I guess we could say spiritual, witchy type people, going into all these stores, going to these places in Salem around October, it's all the like-minded people who, are either Wiccan, spiritual, I don't know. We're all just people who like Halloween, and we're all different in our own kind of way. And when we were all together in Salem, even if I didn't know the people, it was like this weird vibe or this weird energy when I would go into these stores, and I can't explain it. But I guess if I were to try and, talk to Logan or something about it, I'd say it's like being in church. As fucking weird as that sounds. Like when you're up there singing or whatever, you're all together and you're all in the same vibe, it's like, oh shit.
I know that feeling, yeah.
We're grooving. Like there's something in the air right now.
And you're rejoicing, and it makes you feel good on the
I
inside.
literally get that feeling in church, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So there's something definitely to the organized version of belief, which I also like to equate this to our movies. Like, there's a vibe when we're all in a dark room and we're all 125 of us focused on the same thing at the same time, and we're all reacting with our emotions. It's this strong thing that you can't even bottle up. Like, if that was able to bottle that vibe, that feeling, I would bottle it and keep it always. And I think that's what creatives are always, I think that's what everybody's chasing. I don't think it's just religious or spiritual people or creative people. I think everybody wants the feeling that I'm describing, that unnamed feeling. Because it's a feeling of belonging, it's a feeling of being understood, it's happy, it's sad, it's everything all at once. And I think that that's the essence of existing. And I think there's many ways to tap into the essence of existing.
Yeah. Flow state right now. Oh my gosh, Max. This is crazy.
Yeah, when I get into flow state, that's kind of the vibe I'm talking about. It's almost like I felt like a bit of that.
Yeah.
Right then. Clip that, put that on the Instagram. Like and save the podcast. No, but seriously, I don't do the podcast for the like and save. I do it for that flow state. In all honesty, because I find myself having these kinds of conversations on a weekly basis anyway. So why not share it and get it out there so people feel heard, understood. They have a thing to get them through their 9 to 5 or whatever it may be. And then maybe they could feel heard or seen, because it's like, I have these kinds of conversations with myself or whatever it may be, with my friend. I didn't know other people thought like this. I don't know. I think it's a very cool thing when you get into that flow state. And that's what I'm looking to achieve when we show 29 Seconds to Midnight in October. I don't know. Did you guys feel that at the Do Not Watch This film premiere when we premiered our movie at the AMC last October?
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Did you feel it?
Yeah. Yeah, everyone's in there. Everyone's watching the movie that you created, right? Everyone knows you. We created, but it's your movie. Like, you're the director. It's your name on it. So everyone's there to see what you created. Everyone knows you. Everyone's reacting to the same thing.
It's almost like a church experience.
Yeah, very communal.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, communal. That's the word. I don't know. Is that like satanic to say of me, Logan? You're the really religious one at the table here.
I'm not really sure, but I'm so upset that I missed that filming.
Oh yeah, damn. Not filming the premiere.
Yeah, the premiere. I'm really excited to go to the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I can't ask Logan about that.
Because last time my parents couldn't make it. And I was
Yeah, we got to get everybody to go. We got to get all 120 seats filled up again. We need to do standing room only again.
We're gonna have to get a bunch of theaters rented out for this one.
From the way you guys keep saying it, it sounded like it was such a nice, like, beautiful,
It really was.
like, to watch and feel and gather all that.
Well, it's like exactly what I'm explaining, dude. It's like that feeling in church when you're like, you're all on the same level, dude. When something funny happened, everybody laughed. When something, you know, kind of thrilling happened, everybody was glued to the screen. When something spooky happened, you know,
Same thing, yeah.
everybody had the same guttural emotional reaction, all in this, you know, and you almost feel safe in the movie theater because it's pitch black. You know, you kind of feel like nobody's really looking at you. Everybody's looking at the screen. It's pitch black. You kind of feel like you can make an ugly face, and everybody's doing that all at the same time. It's like a safe space. It's like, it's different. That communal, organized experience. It's almost like there's not a word for it.
There's not. But I know what you're saying. But there's not a word for it.
Well, I guess flow state, is that the word for it? What I just,
Flow state, that's a good one.
yeah. I always said if I started a band, the band would be called Flow State. But I'm too busy with the movie stuff, the podcast, the movie reviews stuff, the living at this house and keep maintaining its stuff. Being a homeowner is something else, I'll tell you that right now.
You ever have any paranormal stuff happen here since you lived here?
No. Have you, Alexandria?
Um,
The old lady who used to live here died. There was an old lady that died here. It was the owner before the old owner, but still.
Died here?
I don't know if it was. I don't think it was on the property. I think we talked about this before because her brother used to live in this house before we did, and his wife Jess said that she wouldn't have lived here if she died on property. They took her somewhere else to die, but she was dying here.
yeah, dying. Yeah.
Why? What were you about to say? You had some weird shit
Yeah,
happen?
no, it's just like in the beginning, whenever you went to work at night and I had to sleep here by myself, like Alexa would just start talking in some man voice.
No.
It was a man that came on and they were just talking and I was so scared, but it wasn't really a ghost. It was just something with Alexa was a man for a second.
Like, who activated Alexa?
Why,
I don't
why
know.
was
It
it a
was
man?
like 2 a.m. and I would wake up to
It's
Alexa
always been a
man.
girl. You never had
No, that's
it as
Alex.
a man?
That's not Alexa, that's Alex.
I never had Alexa as a man.
So that,
I don't know what I was hearing.
That would be Alex.
New update.
Yeah, there you go.
whoa.
That would be Alex.
But that's about it. That's all I got for at this house.
No, at this house it's all good. We sage it often. We do. What's that piece of wood that we burn? That there's like a piece of wood. I don't know. I sound really stupid and very uneducated. It's like there's sage and then there's this. It's like incense, but it's a piece of wood that you burn. I sound stupid. I would look it up, but I'm gonna.
Get it.
I'm gonna just.
Like a band.
This is an audio only podcast. This is an audio only podcast. No, there is a supernatural thing that I did have happened like I voluntarily did it.
It's called Holywood. It welcomes good luck, fortune, love, and positive energy.
That is
Follow
not even what I
Santa.
was talking
Yeah,
about.
huh?
Oh, okay, that's a new one. Holywood. Oh, smudging. It's a smudging. Okay, yeah, it's like a smudging.
It's called Palo Santo.
We do a lot of that kind of stuff. That's our version of religion. But no, I took part in a seance once.
Here?
Yeah.
How was?
Like,
Here.
huh?
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Get the lighter! Get the lighter!
Talking about?
Wait, what's it saying?
So wait, no, it wasn't at the house, babe. It wasn't at the house.
It's beautiful. Do you want to pass it around?
Oh my god, yes. Oh, good intentions only.
They're passing around a crystal right now.
Smelling the
Smelling it.
crystal.
This is selenite.
So I took part in a seance, right?
Used
So
as an energy eraser, bringing calming energy and protection.
yeah. Well,
Next thing we're gonna pass around, kids, is
Kids.
white sage. It removes negative and dirty energy to create a more happier, calmer space. Smell it, pass it around.
She's in her teacher vibes right now.
so I took part in a seance. You don't know what a seance is?
Look at it in the light. That's really pretty.
So a seance is basically you summon a ghost. You summon spirits. Kind of like a Ouija board, but it's way more ritualistic than a seance would be. So the seance is we're all in a round table. Like literally think of a movie. Basically It was me and a lot of random strangers at an art gallery. So, and not only I should give even more of a explanation. So the place that this took place in, it was like an hour away from where we live, and it was in this really like old town in New Jersey, where the Civil War and the Revolutionary War, like battles from both of those wars took place, and it was like a battlefield. So there's a lot of bodies, a lot of history in the town. So that's why they do these seances in this location, because there's like graveyards from Civil War era, Revolutionary War era in this area in New Jersey. So anyway, we go to this art gallery, me, my uncle, and my aunt, right around Halloween time, because, you know, we're looking for some spook stuff to do. And we got tired of going into the haunted attractions and stuff that was all, like, staged. So we wanted to experience the real thing. And so we go to this art gallery. It's like a bunch of, like, older heads. Like, I was the youngest dude there. So I was the youngest dude there. And these people are, like, supernatural people. Like, I don't know how to describe it. Like, you kind of know what I'm talking about if you're into this kind of a thing. They're like, they got the tattoos all up and down, the beards, you know, hats, like just this style that's just, it's just a little eccentric, you know.
What brought you there? How did you?
My aunt and my uncle brought me there.
My uncle's Toyota
I was
Camry
saying,
brought me there.
Actual family.
Like what?
Yes.
What made you get in the car and drive an hour to go do this?
He just said it. He was tired
Yeah,
of
but,
30
like-
acres, dude.
All right. Oh yeah, right.
Gallery.
We should have driven down Booty Mill Road.
That's a terrible fucking name for a haunted road.
Haunted road right up the street.
It's called Booty Mill Road.
Damn.
Look up the history.
Yeah, hella booty there.
We
All right, so that's the next podcast. When we all get the courage, we'll all go on Booty Mill Road and we'll do a pod straight from Booty Mill Road.
go on Booty Mill Road and we'll start twerking.
We'll do the podcast in the car.
Everybody in my notes.
Yeah, it's like some haunted road that you basically you drive down and you see shit.
Kids like being all freaked out. Like
Where we were living in Atco before we moved to where we were now, we lived like 5 minutes from that haunted road in Atco. You know which one I'm talking about? I forget the name of it, but it's the.
This isn't the one with the bridge with the little boy.
Yeah, the basketball and the little boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we lived like 5 minutes from there, and I kept saying to him like, we should go. But then, again, I was thinking and hearing, like, I don't think you should do that. That's not really good.
Okay, so before we lose the train of track even more, because the audience is probably like, I want to hear what the fuck happened to the seance. I literally listen to podcasts and people do this, and I'm like, shut the fuck up and talk about the thing. So the thing about the seance, so what made me go there is because, I don't know, I have this insane curiosity about the unknown. So I got the chance to do a seance with like real ghosts and like real paranormal investigation, and I was like, I ain't gonna be a bitch. I'm gonna go do it. So I went, and I am sitting right directly across from the guy who's hosting the seance. So the guy across from me is hosting the seance, like directly where Lily's sitting, directly across from me. My aunt's to my right side, and I'm holding her hand, and I'm holding a stranger's hand to my other side, and we're all around the circle holding hands. And the lights are off, and he's like asking if there's any spirits, and he has this. It's this really weird or this really cool kind of a gadget. It's like a supernatural thing. It's not a talk box or a ghost box where it channels through the radio frequencies and it tries to tap into the ghost. It was like this. It was like one that you can't fake. And if you can, then he's really good at it, and my hat's off to him. So it was like this wooden. It was basically, think of like a Jack in a Box or a music box. A music box. Think of a little music box. But it has one battery in it. And it's all exposed, like the inner compartment, so he couldn't fuck with it. Like it's literally the frame of a music box, but it's just the frame. It's not walls, like you can see in it. And you can see the little battery, and you can see the metal and the copper and the whatever the stuff has to interact with the positive and the negative stuff, you know what I'm saying? And it connected to like a clapper or like these two little sticks that would like tap and make like a sound like that kind of. And it would only go off if an electrical current passed through it or was feeding the battery. It was really interesting, and I'm probably doing a terrible job of explaining it. Hopefully you guys got a good picture painted. That's what it was like.
No, I know what you're saying.
Yeah. And So he puts that in the middle of the table. So you know he can't touch it. It's got no wires attached to it, nothing. And I'm like, huh. How would he be fucking with that? Yeah. Like, the only way the battery would go off is if it had electrical pulse.
You can see both his hands, right?
Yeah. Because he's holding the people's hands. And so he's going through his motions, like asking to communicate with somebody on the other side. And the thing starts to clap. The thing starts to clap. It clap, clap, clap. And I'm just like, okay, I'm a little skeptical. I don't want to just fully believe in this. And then somehow we start to communicate with it. I can't specifically remember how we communicated with it. I think it was through the guy's wife. Like, his wife was a part of the round table, who we all had our hands joined in a circle. And she was the medium of the group. And she would relay the messages. And it turned out that it was a child who died during the Civil War because they would go through these towns and just burn everything down to the ground to get everybody to leave the town and to just take over that land, win the battle. Like, they would just start lighting fire to shit. And so the kid went on this whole, like, story using the woman, the medium. And the kid died in a fire. And the kid kept saying, I'm scared, I'm scared, I'm scared. And it turns out that there was a soldier, like, in the afterlife. Or the spirit was, like, stuck in its mind when it died. It kept saying, like, there's this soldier, this big man is coming for me. He's trying to get me. He's trying to get me. And the thing would snap. And it just kept snapping while the kid was speaking. And then the kid would go quiet and the thing would stop. And then she would say, nothing's happening. Like, I'm not getting anything anymore. And it was just so visceral and it was so real. And so basically, eventually we got the soldier. Because the guy started to antagonize the soldier. Yeah. Yeah, it was like this whole thing where he was, like, talking to the kid. He was telling the kid, you're safe. You can cross over now. Like, trying to aid in the kid crossing over to, like, the light or whatever. Because the kid has been wandering, confused that he's been dead all this time. So he's, like, telling the kid, you can cross over, you can cross over. He's saying, I'm scared, I'm scared, I'm scared. And then the guy running it starts to get, like, worked up. And he goes after the soldier. He's like, if you're here, make yourself known. And we start to hear shit in the back room of the art gallery.
No.
Yeah, like, no bullshit. Like it wasn't, like, loud, like that. It was, like, just, like,
Yeah, like little
like,
things.
like, subtle.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was every time he would say something like, you're so big, you're scaring a kid. Like, all right, like, we're right here. Like, if you want to talk, you have something to say, if you have a problem, talk to us. Like, he was, like, just throwing fighting words out at this ghost.
Yeah, right. Like, don't stop fucking with this little kid and come talk to me.
Yeah, so basically, the medium starts to say, like, I don't think he wants to speak. Like,
Light just went on.
yeah, that was creepy. That was creepy.
Scared the shit out
That
of me.
tapping noise or no?
No.
You didn't hear that?
No, I just.
It sounded like rain, like. Up
Well,
there.
that light's a motion light before we chalk that up to anything supernatural, so it's probably squirrel. Out in the yard. So the medium starts to get skitzed out, right? So I'm, like, observing her body language. Because, like, I'm there trying to tell if it's fake or not. So I'm there just watching her. I'm like, okay, where's the wire? Where's the thing? How's she doing the thing with the thing? And I could tell she's getting, like, squirmish and uncomfortable. And I'm like, oh, fuck. If the professional's getting a little nervous, I'm getting nervous. You know what I mean?
Shit.
So I start to get, like, this anxiety. My heart's like, because it's like, I don't know, you almost feel vulnerable. Because it's like, this thing's a ghost. Like, what the fuck can it do? What can it do? Like, I don't know what's going on here. I'm not trying to get possessed or nothing.
Right.
I'm not getting angry at it. The guy is. And I'm sitting across from the guy, you know? So, then my aunt starts to death grip my hand. She says, I feel like this thing on my back. I feel this pressure on my back. And the medium's like, no, that's okay. That's the kid. The child is scared. The child is just scared. and it's looking at you as a motherly figure. Like the child, it just is looking at you as a motherly figure. Like it's okay, it's okay. But I got secondhand repercussions of it because my aunt squeezes the shit out of me, claws into me with her long nails, and I'm like, oh fuck, oh fuck. But the reason she's doing that is because my aunt's the one getting hugged or whatever, gripped up by this little girl or this little kid. So the kid's like trying to get safety from my aunt. Meanwhile, the soldier, the big soldier, is getting frustrated. And the more angry the man gets, the host of this gets, the big soldier, the more scared the kid gets.
The more squeezed your hand is.
Exactly. The more squeezed my hand is.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So basically, the medium tells us to cut it off. Is what it builds up to. It gets to like this crescendo to where like the thing is clicking more, because now there's two energies. If the soldier has now come to our room. And so the host is like, okay, we're wrapping this up. Like, you need to let the kid, like, leave the kid alone. And he's telling the kid, cross over. Now's your chance. This is when your moment. You need to do this in peace. Cross over. We can't do anything for you. We have to say goodbye. That's it. We refuse. We rebuke you. We don't allow you here. You guys cannot hang out here. Basically, like, trying to do everything to close the portal, trying to close the loop. And it was like a movie, dude. It was literally like a movie. So if it was a show, it was a great show, but it felt so fucking real. And they closed the portal, and they said goodbye. They turned the lights on. Everybody stood up, shook their hands out. Everybody had the heebie-jeebies, dude. It was like that collective experience I'm telling you about in the theater, in church, in a spiritual circle. It's like that, where everybody was on the same wavelength. We all felt the kid. We all felt the fucking bad vibe from the other room as the fucking big-ass soldier entered. And then we saw the medium get fucking uncomfortable, dude. If she was getting these messages and these vibes, she was getting them real strong when that soldier came in the room, dude.
Yeah, well, again, there's that, like, energy of him taunting this bad man and an innocent child at the same time. The medium was probably like, oh my gosh, there's too much going on right now. Like, what is going on? But that guy taunting him, that soldier going right for him.
Yeah.
It's a good thing that he, like, knows what to do in that situation, saying, like, okay, we're done here, like, that's it.
Yeah, apparently that's what you're supposed to do. He said you just close it off instantly before they could taunt you or do anything to us.
Right, exactly. Wow. And taunting them is never the way. That's why people die in all the horror movies, because they're like, I don't believe in ghosts. This shit is fake. Fuck you. And then they are the first to die.
He wasn't straight up taunting him. He was basically trying to stick up for the kid. Like, if this is hundreds of years of taunting, it's like the guy got kind of like upset for the kid. Because you could see how upset his wife got talking to the little girl.
Yeah.
And he almost got defensive of his wife, who was being defensive of the little girl. It was like this weird domino effect. It was like, once the medium got affected, the host got affected. Once the host got affected, he started, calling out the kid to cross over and calling out the soldier to let the kid go and to stop bothering the kid. Because apparently this is a cycle that happens. This is the cycle that these entities were stuck in. Like, this soldier trying to go after this little girl. And, I don't know, but I was there for it. I experienced it, and I haven't gone back since because it was so like impactful.
That's also really terrifying if you feel like you are connected in some type of way, to like keep going back to that and feeling that way again and again and again. That's not a good way to put yourself in that realm. You got to do it yourself. If you want to speak to the spirits, you do it on your own time, and rather than feeling uncomfortable with other people in the room. And you know what I mean? Like, if you felt that way, if other people feel differently about it, I mean, obviously the two who ran the whole thing are perfectly comfortable with that.
Yeah, they're trying to make a dime off of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know. So does everybody here believe in the Ouija board and everything like that?
Mm-hmm.
I do, and that's why I've never touched one.
Yeah,
I've done it once, but we were young and we were in Virginia, which is a very interesting place for sure. And it was definitely moving around the piece and everything, and we like connected it to my grandparents because my grandparents built the house and have passed. But I can't figure out whether it was real or whether it was just one of the kids.
Well, like, what kind of conversation were you having? I think you could tell a lot from the kinds of conversations you were having.
I don't really remember. I'm bad with my memory, but I could tell another story.
You have a ghost? A ghost type of
I
story?
have a good story. Well, I have a couple. So
Oh God.
I'll start in Virginia because so my dad was born and raised in Virginia, and his dad built a house that we still go to today, and my dad's dad and mom have both passed away. And my dad is the type of guy who does not believe in any of this ghost stuff. Like, no, completely cut off from it. And one time when he stayed in the beach house by himself, he says he looked out the window at night and there was my grandma, grandpa, like his mom, his dad, and his brother, because my dad's brother passed away as well. And he said he saw all three of them, and it was like a portrait of them just outside the window. So yeah, for someone to say something like that never believes it is like
All their
crazy.
features and everything. Oh my! I would have shit my pants.
Yeah, and he was all over.
I
it,
would
too.
have shit my pants, dude.
And then
Fuck.
speaking of people who don't believe in that stuff, also on my mom's side, my grandpa, who's passed away now, but this is when he was alive. I've heard this story. He very hard-headed, like doesn't believe in any of this stuff. But one time he was in his bedroom and he saw, I think it was his mom. I could be wrong on these facts. But his mom, who had passed away, like standing at the end of his bed. And I guess he couldn't tell if he was dreaming or awake, but he still saw her there. And then she was telling him something like, call your sister, call your sister. It was call somebody. It was another family member. I don't have all the facts. And he was like, huh, that's weird. And then the next day, he found out that his sister died or something like that. So,
That person that.
yeah. And then I have one more story. I've been like bottling these up as we were talking. So my niece and her mom and dad, like my family, used to live right around the corner here in an old house, big old house. And the house definitely just gave off some vibes. Like you could just tell it's been lived in. And my niece, when she was a baby, she had this imaginary friend, and I'll call her Maggie. I could be wrong on the name, but Maggie is the first thing that comes to mind. And she would always, love this little girl, Maggie, 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 my friend. And, we all like kind of played along with it. Oh, Maggie, like, how is she? Because my niece brought her up constantly. Like she was always so attached to this girl, Maggie. And one day one of my sister's friends came over and she was like, I'm getting a weird energy in this house. Like there's something that's happened here. And so my sister ended up looking into it, and I don't know if she like called a medium to come in or something like that, but I guess that was what happened. So this lady comes in, and we come to find out that the first family that lived there was a little girl named Margaret who passed away right outside on the street riding her bike. So, and it was like, Maggie Margaret, like it was the same name type of thing. And after my sister wanted the house to be like cleared. And then after that, my niece never spoke of her again. Yeah.
Dude.
Are you crying?
I'm like tearing up.
Dude,
It's
I
like
teared up
when I
too.
get like overwhelmed, like with that feeling. It's
Aw.
so,
You
like,
teared
oh
up.
my
Shit.
god.
I
Like,
don't know why that made me tear up.
and children are so vulnerable that when they speak of these things, it's like you can't even tell them like, no, you're wrong.
Right.
Like,
She was so like devoted to this girl. Like they were like best friends for so long, like years.
yeah,
Yeah.
like they know,
That's
they know.
It's something interesting because kids are able to tap into the supernatural and the paranormal, and it always seems like
I feel like it's like they're more open to it because they're so young and they don't shut it out yet.
Yeah.
So they're vulnerable. That way the spirits let their way in, and the kids just accept it.
Yeah.
Because they're not gonna shut it out.
Yeah.
because you're not going to chalk it up to, oh, it's just the motion light outside and then it's a squirrel, like I said.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. They're like, oh, my friend's here.
Well, I think we're all kind of fearful of looking stupid, right? Like you don't want to just say, oh, it's a ghost, and then everybody's like, oh, Logan's a fucking fool.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, so yeah, kids don't even know because they haven't been, they haven't been judged and bullied and they haven't been jaded to the world yet, I guess.
And they also haven't been exposed to like media, you know, like movies, ghost movies, and like, you know, shit that we've seen.
Right.
They don't, obviously, like.
Which makes it even more of a true account because they don't know anything to
They
base
don't
their
know.
ideas off of.
Yeah, they don't know like what that is unless if like, you know, you go up to them and say, okay, we're gonna explain this to you real quick.
Right.
Like, you're gonna creep them out. So you just let it happen, and their brains are just like not really developed, and they're just like, yeah, sure, why not? Why not? I'll have this friend.
So yeah, I feel like it's either little kids that have these experiences, or it's while we're half awake, half asleep. Like you said about your thing, Kyle, off air. It's like we have to be between the states of awake or sleep. And now there's two ways you could go with that when I put that notion out there into the conversation. You can fight back if you're a skeptic and say, yeah, because you're dreaming, you're hallucinating, you're not conscious, you're, hallucinating.
That's how it was with my dad seeing his family outside and my grandpa seeing his mom's situation, because they kind of say, was it a dream? Was it, I was tired. So they kind of make excuses like,
Yeah.
Well, I had
you
shit
know.
happen like that too.
Yeah.
I was like asleep, like half asleep.
Like what?
So in my old house, me and my sister used to share a room, right? So we had twin beds next to each other. And I've actually never told anyone the story because it's kind of fucked up. But, well, not fucked up. It was just scared the shit out of me. So there was one night, it was like late as fuck, and well, I don't know what time it was actually because I didn't look at my phone or anything. But I'm just assuming it was late as shit. And like I know I was awake. I was definitely awake. And I wake up and like I just like can't move. Like like sleep paralysis where you like can't move. But the way my bed was it was up in the corner, kind of like a corner like this. But I was rolled over facing this way towards the wall. So the whole room was to the back of me. So I couldn't see anything. I could just see the wall, right? And it's dark, so I couldn't see anything. And like kind of like how your aunt was, like how she felt the pressure on her back. And like I can't move. I can just move my eyes around, and I feel like this pressure just pushing on my back, right? So then like I know I'm awake, and I wake up, and I was thinking about this the whole time we were talking, and like that voice that like Austin did in one of the movies, and it was like that deep voice, and it like how he talks, it was like, you need to wake up, you need to wake up, just over and over, and I couldn't move. I was just, and the pressure, it was like more and more pressure, more and more pressure
On your back?
on my back. Yeah, and I know I was awake because I didn't go to sleep for the rest of the night.
So was it sleep paralysis to you?
Well, no, because then the sun came up.
Could you move at all?
When the sun came up, yeah. And I was like not scared enough because like then my sister woke up and everything, like the day started going. So then I finally got up. But dude, that was fucking.
It remained throughout the whole night? You just locked, frozen, scared like that?
It eventually stopped like saying like you need to wake up, you need to wake up, but the pressure never left.
So it was just a voice, no apparition, no silhouette.
Like I felt like I was being watched, like someone was standing right behind me.
What do you think that could have been? A family member or something?
That's crazy.
I don't know, but I've never told anyone that.
Do you have family members that have passed that you were like close with?
Well, then it goes into my other story. My Pop passed away, my mom's husband, and I never met him. But like my mom always says, "Oh, you would have loved him so much. He would have loved you so much." That's where I get my height from, because he was like the only one in the family that was tall. Like no one in my family is really tall besides me, and he was tall. So I guess I got that from him. But so like kind of like how your story was, how like you wake up and there's someone standing at the end of your bed. And it was just like this tall, dark figure. But he wasn't at the end of my bed. He was in like my bed's here, and then the room goes out, and the door's over here. And I always sleep with my door closed.
Me too. I think Drea is weird for sleeping with the door open.
Like the closet's closed, my door's closed, any curtains closed, like
Hell yeah.
is closed. Like I don't want shit open.
Shut that shit.
The closet doors need to be closed, but
Yeah.
my bedroom door open.
Why? That leaves the door open for silhouettes to appear
I
there.
don't know what it is.
Exactly.
Hat man to come.
For Logan in the shadow costume to appear.
Like even if my family's home or Max is home, like I will lock the door if I'm in the bathroom.
Yeah.
But I've gotten better at like just keeping it.
I'm not gonna lie, I leave everything open as well.
I mean, I can, but I just have a habit of shutting shit. Okay, so you shut the door, Kyle.
No, so I always shut my door when I sleep. And like the same instance, me and my sister we were sharing a room because we were younger, twin beds and everything. And I wake up and I look out to my room and like there's a my door's wide open,
Oh god.
dark silhouette, tall dark as tall
Nightmare fuel.
as tall as a door frame. I don't know how tall it was, but
I should put that in the friggin' title of the podcast. Nightmare fuel.
it's like a little crazier. And it's like this is like a fucking textbook story, but this shit did happen. And fucking so like I see this dark figure and like obviously I'm fucking scared. But I just roll over and like I try to go back to sleep and I guess I eventually go back to sleep. And then the next morning I wake up and I tell my mom about it and she was like, "Oh yeah. Yeah."
I had this
Kind of like she knew what I was talking about.
She knew? Did she experience this?
She didn't like brush it off like it was like, "Oh, you're like
That's him.
you're fine." She was just like, "Oh yeah.
But
Yeah."
did she say like that's
No. She
Oh,
didn't say it, but-
oh.
No.
She didn't say like I saw it as well.
Yeah.
She did or didn't?
No, she didn't say that.
But what the vibe was
She
that?
acted to me like she knew like that it happened
Oh hell.
before I even said anything.
Oh hell.
had something
And I was
just like that happen to me in Virginia, like, you know, this house that I'm talking about with my family. And I was in bed, can't sleep, middle of the night. I knew it was late. I didn't know what time it was, but late.
Yeah.
And you're questioning whether you're awake or not.
Exactly.
Now, I felt something just like you felt, but at the end of my bed, all of a sudden was this bright ass light that was blinding. And you know, I'm like, am I awake right now? Am I like, is it so dark that it's bright? Like you're like trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I feel someone pull my feet.
Oh my god.
And
What?
When I woke up the next morning, I told my parents, and my mom and dad were like, that's your grandpa. He totally would have done something like that because he was like a trickster and he would want to mess with you. They like come from there. It was like, oh my gosh, that was your grandpa.
You don't play with me like that, Grandpa.
Because you said you were hearing, you know, that voice.
Yeah.
So aside, like this would happen to me when I was younger. I could be anywhere. The first time it happened to me, I was on the beach, like walking alone. And I heard my name, Alexandria, like over and over again in my ear. And it was a woman's voice. And the only woman I knew who passed at that time was my dad's mom. So like I always thought it was her like calling me for some reason. But like in random places, I remember just hearing my name from, you know, a woman. It's just so strange. And I grew out of it eventually, but it would happen a lot when I was young.
See what I mean? She grew up and she grew out of it. Why is it always kids, dude? It's always kids and when you're dreaming.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and I haven't, and like, I don't know when it like stopped, like shit like that. But like, then I started wearing the cross, and like, nothing's ever happened like that ever again.
Really? I think symbolism and symbols like that have a lot to do with warding off shit like that, dude. Like that's why they do, you know, the cross, things like that. But not only that, but gemstones. Like everybody, same thing, different font. It's all the same. Gemstones or, you know, crosses. It's all weird, isn't it? It's all too taboo. It's all too like movie like. But the movies are probably based off something real. Gotta be, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like both of her grandparents passed away, and her grandmother more recently. So every time we talk about it, it's like just weird stuff always happens. Like we always see something moving in the corner of our eye.
It's almost like a
We're
synchronicity.
talking about them,
Mm-hmm.
or we hear like a footstep or two and down the hallway, or like a door, like the pantry
The
door.
door.
Almost like she's letting you know.
Dude, it's
Yeah.
like weird, and
Mm-hmm.
it's just
Oh my gosh, yeah. Speaking
it
of
like
that,
really happens.
My,
Like it
um,
actually happens.
my grandfather, like shortly after he passed away, he passed away a couple years ago.
Like 4 years ago.
Was it? I think it was 3 years ago. They
Felt
lived.
like 4 now.
They lived down the shore. So whenever my brother and I would want to talk to them, we'd FaceTime them. And we would always FaceTime, and I have like so many pictures of like FaceTime pictures of them like being silly, and like it's actually really nice to like go back and look at because they're live, so I can like
Do you have
press it and hear it.
I have voicemails saved.
I can't listen to them.
It's hard.
Ball every time. But my grandfather, we would always FaceTime, and my grandfather was like a real tech guy. He loved his Apple computer, and he loved his iPhone and his iPad and his laptop. So he loved doing all that stuff. It was like we would be on the phone for hours. We'd set the phone up in the kitchen and chat, whatever. And my brother and I didn't get to see him before he passed away. He actually passed away in the house, unfortunately. But yeah, we didn't get to see him before he passed away. He had cancer, so he was really, my mom was like, I don't know if you guys are if you guys want to see that, so don't do it, whatever. I did get to see him 2 days before he passed away. I knew he was going to pass away because my grandfather, he was not very lovey-dovey, and he was, the last thing that he said to me was, "I love you," and I was like, okay, I don't ever think I've heard you say that, but anyway, we'd always FaceTime. Couple months went by, and I tried, saying to myself, like, when I was alone, like, pop up, like, if you can hear me, you can come through, like, I'm not scared, like, it's okay, like, anything, I don't care, literally anything, months and months, nothing. One night, I was upset about him passing, and I was crying for a little bit, and I went to bed, and I had this dream, and it felt so real. I was on FaceTime with him, and he went, "All right, Lil, I gotta go, I love you," and the phone hung up, and I woke up. I have not had a dream about it since. I have not even
See how it always happens in dreams?
and I was like, oh my god, that was totally him, because I didn't get to see him, like, even though I did see him 2 days before, I didn't get to spend as much time with him as I would have liked to. That was him saying, like, to me, it was him saying, like, I haven't come through to you because I'm fine, like, where I'm at. Like, and that's why I'm not coming and seeing you, but, like, I want to let you know that I'm chilling. You're good. And I was like, whoo! Oh my god.
Right.
Wow. Yeah, it was crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Really weird.
Beautiful though.
I have some crazy ghost footage that I've been trying to search for. Do you remember it, Kyle? It was Garrett's footage. Remember that? That was the most compelling ghost video I've ever seen in my life.
Wait, that girl?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the white dress and the black hair. It was so cliche. Remember it?
Excuse me. What?
You saw it, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so that means I have it in my phone. I'm looking for it.
I might have it because you sent it to me because
Oh my god. Dude, this is the most compelling ghost video I've ever seen in my life. I've been searching for it for the last couple minutes here. I wasn't ignoring you guys.
No, I knew you were looking for something.
I can't find it, but it's the most compelling shit. But it's
Do you have the year of when it would have been taken?
why you saved it in your phone?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Max, I texted my mom, right?
Yeah.
I said, I want you to tell me your scariest or favorite paranormal story. She said, as you know, I don't allow the paranormal route in our home or my life, so no flipping heads or scary inside-out body stories to report. Spiritual-wise, the most meaningful and validating, I have to say, was Pop-Up's passing. From that morning he woke up until he passed, he was having conversations in between two worlds, this world and the spiritual world. Wow. He was saying names of friends and family that had passed. He was shaking hands. You found it? Oh my gosh. No, you're good. I want to watch it.
No, you.
He was he was having a conversation. He was dancing in bed and waving to whomever he might have saw. At one point he said, "No, not yet." He was calm and focused in each world, but did better and said more when he was in the spiritual realm. When he passed, he could barely move from being so exhausted, but he managed to hug me, Granny, and Aunt Denise and shook Uncle Neil's hand. 2 minutes after, he was shaking his head yes, reaching up with both hands, and within seconds he was gone. So far as spiritual goes, it doesn't get any more real than that. What I witnessed. Spiritual validation in its truest form. She said, I have had some scary shit happen to me, but I never let it in and don't talk about it in case someone's lurking.
Love it. Wow.
Oh my god, I can't believe you found it. That's really cool of your mom to share that. That was really cool. Okay. Watch this fucking footage, dude.
It's still hard to believe, man.
But like, okay, it's too cliche. Like the white dress, the black hair in her face, but she's floating. Tell me she's not floating.
Let's not say anything and let's just have him watch it first. And then,
Yeah, you won't see it at first.
or you might.
Dude, what the heck? What was that? Dude, what the fuck was that?
Get the fuck out.
Wait.
Bro, tell me that's not the most convincing fucking video you've ever seen in your life.
You recorded that video?
Bro, so the way that the story...
Fuck up. I can't.
Tell the story because I need to know that was like a sister or something. Was that not a friend?
Let me watch it. I haven't watched it in years. Let me...
Was that not like a friend?
Joke.
That is the craziest video I've ever seen. It makes me want to vomit every time.
What the fuck?
You almost got it.
So they don't even... So they don't even know that it's there. That's what makes it more real, dude.
What the heck?
Oh, you almost got it. You almost got it. I sound like a smoker. Holy fuck.
Dude, so the context of the story is that there's two drunk girls around the age of 17, 18 years old. And me and Kyle's former coworker took this video, the sister of our coworker. So they come home really, really drunk from the bar one night. And they're both drunk and they're home. They just bought a place without, they just moved out. It's just them and it's a group of, it's just them two, right? That's their house. Yes. You seen that?
Dude, I zoomed in and she has no, she's
Again,
literally
with
floating.
Dude, even if you fake that, you could never fake that good. You know how hard it was for us to get Logan barely in the frame today for today's filming? For him to show up just in the frame? You know how skilled of a filmmaker you'd have to be to get that footage? Not only that, but then the actress has to be to fucking float.
Filming right there, like that would, Jesus.
So basically, let me continue this. So they're drunk. They just moved out. They're drunk from the bar. They're playing that game, that hook game where the string hangs from the ceiling and it's the little coin hook, the circular hook, and you need to throw it at the wall and the hook's on the wall, you have to catch it. So the girl who's drunk is filming it vertically on her cell phone, and she's filming her drunk friend. They're just fooling around, throwing this string, trying to get the hoop on the hook. And when they pan it over, the hook is on the wall, but out of the corner of the frame, you can see the doorway, and it's open. And you see this apparition in an all-white outfit, black hair covering the face, float by the doorway. It's so freaking quick. You can pause it, you could zoom in. There's no feet, there's no legs, there's no walking motion. It's a complete float. I mean, it's the realest.
She like turns to look at them and then just keeps going. It's like so creepy.
Like you can see where her dress ends, though. Like there's
And no feet.
Like like if you were to pull that off, you would have to like. I don't even know how would you pull that off? If you like, I can see the floor. I can see where the dress ends. Why is there no feet? Oh my God.
Yeah, they didn't even
they
see
still
it.
live in
Like
that
they didn't
house?
even know.
Oh yeah, let me tell that to all the audience members. So guys, everybody listening to the pod, the two girls who were drunk in the video didn't even realize that was in the video. Like it's not like they went, "Oh my God, look at that. Oh, I'm so scared." They're literally just filming each other throw the coin, the hoop on the hook. And then they pan back to the other girl on the opposite side of the room. Like, they don't even see that this was there until they reviewed the footage and watched back their drunk videos the next morning. And then they saw that, and then they decided to move out.
Thank God.
They fucking moved out.
Burn the whole house down.
Because they don't really believe in supernatural, but they decided that they were just going to move out because they thought somebody snuck into their place.
They thought someone snuck in?
Well, they're not very much supernatural believers, but I think it's... Yeah, oh my God, look, you do have goosebumps. But I believe that. That's the most compelling...
That's fucking nuts. That's actually nuts. And I hate, like, those fucking videos where it's like, watch my ring camera footage and a gremlin walks past. Like, okay, no, it fucking didn't. That shit is fucking creepy. That is creepy.
They didn't fake that shit.
No, that's
There's no way.
There's no way.
How do you fake that?
It's edited in either. Like that.
That was just
before
Snapchat.
AI was,
yeah,
like,
That shit
wow.
happened.
yeah. Like
That was
that.
from my iPhone 4, dude.
No, literally.
Like,
I knew I wanted to find that video to end the podcast on that note, but...
There's literally no way. Like by that time, there was probably no editing software you could even do
How
that.
are we supposed to play kittens after this, guys?
We gotta go to Booty Mill Road.
I'm not going to Booty Mill.
We're not going there.
That's a terrible name for a haunted road. Terrible, terrible name for a haunted road.
Wow.
Alright, well, thanks for doing this pod with me, guys. We went way longer than I thought we would, but it was good. It was one of my favorite podcasts I've ever done.
Thank you. This was really fun.
Dude, we can talk about anything.
Yeah. We should do this more often.
We'll do this more often. We'll have more drinks flowing next time. Yeah.
That's all
More
right.
drinks, more ghosts. Yeah, we'll see more.
USOs next time.
Yeah. So, I'm telling you, this was one of my favorite podcasts I ever did. Thanks for doing it, guys.
Thank you.
Alright, peace out. That's it, guys. Thanks for listening.